So now the next type of observation that we have is systematic observation method. The biggest limitation about the natural experiment is that the observer at one given time can pay attention to only one incident and gather information about the same in order to make observation more reliable. In natural observation situation, the observer have gradually started using technical instruments. Now what they are saying is that the major drawback or the major problem of natural observation method is that the experimenter or the psychologist, whoever is there, is able to pay attention to only one stimulus at one time in a given incident. Let's say the flood is happening. Okay, in a particular place, I am an observer, I am seeing floods happening. So I am able to only pay attention to the area in let's say Bhavnagar Mahila College. Okay, I am not able to pay attention to things that are happening in Vaghavadi Road or at Jail Road or wherever else, right? So what they have said that you are able to pay attention to only one stimulus at a one time in natural observation method. That is one of the major problem of natural observation method. But in order to make observational method more reliable, more trustworthy, there was systematic observation method that came up, in which the observer or the psychologist uses many technical instruments. One-way screen, tape recorder, camera, video camera, all these things are used, recorded, so that the observer does not miss out anything. One-way screen was first instrument that was used, wherein the experiment subject did not experience artificially and the whole observation process was simplified. So the first instrument which they used was one-way screen, and in the one-way screen the person who is being observed did not know that he is being observed, and the experiment could the observer or the experimenter could easily note down everything. Okay, and the observation method became very simple, very proper. But when more and more phenomena occurs at the same time, then the observer will not be able to get most minutes of the details of all of them. For this reason, various instruments like tape recorder, camera, video camera, etc. are made use by the observer. So what happens when a particular incident is happening or when a particular phenomena is happening, the observer is not able to pay attention to everything, and that is why you had introduction of tape recorders, video camera. So all these things are kept over there, they are recording while the observer is seeing things, so that and later on observer can look through the videos, can look through the tape recorder to understand what are the things that the person has missed. Okay. The limitation experienced by observer related to subjectivity can be controlled, and everything related to study can be done objectively. So objectively, in proper scientific way, you can study everything. Okay, and the main problem was removed off. First is advantage. As the minutest detail of an incident are properly studied in a systematic observation method, it is more reliable method than the natural observation method. So every minute, everything in detail is observed in this, and that is why it is more reliable than natural observation method. Limitation. Those incidents which occur suddenly or accidentally cannot be studied by this method. So meaning, what is its problem, what is its limitation? If particular incident is happening suddenly, when the observer is not knowing that a particular incident is happening, then at that point of time you can't use systematic observation method. Next is field observation method. Field observation method is one such method in which there is no control, but there are certain type of studies where the observer has to go to place where the actual incident has taken place and conduct his study. Therefore, it is known as field observation. So what they are saying, that there are a lot of incidents that keep happening which you can't control. Let's say that a particular incident is happening right now. So I am over here, I am not able to go over there and see the incident, right? So after the incident is over, after a particular phenomena is over, the observer will go to that particular field, will go to that particular site and will make observation of different things. That is why it's called as field observation method. For example, if one wants to observe the wrath of the floods in Uttaranchal, then the observer will go to the flood hit area of Uttaranchal to make his study. So let us say that if a particular person, if a particular observer wants to study the effects of the floods that occurred in Uttaranchal, So what will the person do? The person will go to that particular area and will study the effects of floods that has happened in Uttaranchal. Next, if we want to study what women sarpanch have been doing in villages of Gujarat with relation to women empowerment and women progress, then we would have to go to those villages and conduct a study. Therefore, study of these village women are doing in the field of animal husbandry, dairy husbandry, embroidery, weaving should be done. So let's say ki if you want to observe that how are women sarpanch or how are women panch doing things in order for women empowerment or for development of women, then you have to go to those villages where there are women sarpanch. You have to study that particular area. You have to see how much development have women done. Okay, I have women studying how much, what is the contribution of women in agriculture, what is the contribution of women in animal husbandry. Animal husbandry is a thing wherein animals are kept and the products of those animals are sold. For example, milk, eggs, all these things. Okay, that is animal husbandry. Okay, what are they doing in dairy industry, what are they doing in embroidery, in weaving, etc. Advantages. That is, this is a more reliable method when we go in the area and effectively observe and study minor details of the incidents that are occurring. So it's a very effective way of studying a particular thing, because you are able to study a particular problem, you are able to study a particular thing by going to that particular area. Okay. Limitation. This method can only be used for incidents which are pertaining to that period of time. So you can use, what is its main disadvantage? That you can use this method when a particular incident is happening at a given point of time. Okay, after that you can't use it. Next we have is participatory observation. When the observer wants to study certain matters about a group or gathering whose information is not available, or that information is only available with the group members, then the observer becomes a member of that group. What happens is, next is participatory observation. Let's say a particular observer or a psychologist wants to study particular type of people or particular group of people. Let's say they want to study that particular group or particular type of people because much information is not available to them, or let's say that the information is only available to those people belonging to that group. Then the observer will become a part of their group. For example, if I want to study tribes, I want to study their culture, their tradition, their food, eating habits, etc., whatever, then I have to become the part of their group. I have to stay with them in order to understand how are they doing different kind of things. Okay, so what here they are saying, that the observer becomes the part of the group, okay, which he or she is studying. This gives the opportunity to observe the group movement very minutely and thereby achieve the target information and purposes solved. So what they are saying, through this you can study, you can study each and every activity which is happening in that group. You can study each and every minute and smallest of detail that is happening in the group, and your main purpose, your main objectives of gathering information will be solved. The most important advantage of this method is, as the observer himself is the member of the group, can take other members into confidence and conduct his study in natural environment. Now the main advantage of this method is that the observer himself becomes the part of the group, and winning the trust of the people, winning the confidence of the people, he can easily gather all type of information, okay, happening in the natural environment. For example, if somebody wants to unearth the deceitful actions of sadhu, then one must become the ascetic disciple and procure inside information. Okay, here they have given you an example that I want to conduct a study on sadhus and what are all the bad things the sadhus are doing. Then I have to become the bhakt of that sadhu. Okay, if I become the bhakt of that sadhu, if I become close to that sadhu, then I will be able to study all the activities that the sadhu is doing. Second, the observer will have to become a part of human trafficking group if he wishes to obtain information about the same. Human trafficking એટલે માણસોની જે લેનદેન થાય, માણસોને જે વેચે, okay, that is called human trafficking. If I want to study human trafficking, then I have to become a part of human trafficking. I have to go inside the depth. Okay, so those were the examples. Advantage: unobtainable information on any area is possible with the help of this method. You can get any amount of information based on this method. Limitation: in this type of observation, by chance, if the group members come to know of the observer's intention, then it would become impossible for him to complete the task. Let's say that during observation method, if people come to know that this person is observing us, this person is doing a study, then the members of the group will not behave accordingly and will be very, very careful. So this was about the participatory observation.